If you feel like money slips through your fingers, even when you work hard, even when you deserve it, this video will change everything, because there's something invisible sabotaging your abundance. And Louise Hay discovered exactly what it is. Have you noticed? Some people seem to attract money effortlessly. Others struggle their whole lives and barely make ends meet. The difference isn't luck. It's not talent. It's something much deeper that no one ever taught you. Louise Hay called it a personal magnetic field, and she said something that will shock you. You're emitting frequencies of scarcity without even realizing it, like a broken radio only picking up static. Let me tell you a true story. A 35-year-old woman, divorced, 2 kids, worked 12 hours a day. Money always short. She thought it was bad luck, fate, that she was born to struggle, until she discovered what Louise Hay taught about financial magnetism. In 30 days, she received a job offer that doubled her salary. In 60 days, forgotten money appeared in her account. In 90 days, she started her own business. Coincidence? Louise Hay would say no, because she knew the invisible laws of money. There's a law that few people know, a law that Louise discovered when she was broke, alone, at 50, homeless, husbandless, hopeless. She called it the law of personal magnetic field. It works like this. Your mind emits frequencies, like a radio. If you're tuned into the frequency of scarcity, you attract scarcity. If you change the frequency, you change what you attract. It's quantum physics applied to money. But here's the problem. You didn't choose this frequency. It was programmed into you, since childhood, by the phrases you heard, the situations you lived through, the fears you absorbed like a sponge. Maybe you heard, money doesn't grow on trees, or only those born rich are rich, or work dignifies, wealth corrupts. Each of these phrases is like a mental virus. It infects your magnetic field. It makes you repel exactly what you want most, and it doesn't stop there. How many times have you thought, I don't deserve this, or this is too expensive for me, or who am I to have abundance? Each of these thoughts is like an energy blockage, an invisible barrier between you and money. Louise Hay knew this firsthand because she lived the hell of scarcity. Abandoned by her parents, abused in childhood, married a wealthy man, but he left her for a younger woman. She was left with nothing. At 50, no money, no home, no hope. But do you know what saved her? The most revolutionary discovery about money anyone has ever made. Her inner words created her outer reality. Her thoughts about money determined how much money she had. Her mental frequency was literally her financial destiny. And she started an experiment. Every day for 5 minutes, she reprogrammed her magnetic field. It wasn't ordinary meditation. It wasn't basic visualization. It was something more powerful, something that changed the frequency at the root, something that hacked the universal system of money. The result? In 2 years, she had built an empire, sold over 50 million books, founded a multi-million-dollar publishing house, became one of the most influential women in the spiritual world. From broke at 50 to a millionaire at 52. But the secret wasn't in the books she wrote. It was in the ritual she did every day, the secret ritual that changed her magnetic field from scarcity to abundance. The ritual she only taught to her closest students. Do you want to know what it is? I'm going to teach you every detail. But first, I need you to understand something important. Your brain doesn't distinguish reality from imagination. When you think, I don't have money, your brain sends that command to the universe like a request, like an order that must be fulfilled. Louise discovered that there's a way to hack this system, to reprogram the command, to change the order your brain sends to the universe, like changing the channel on a radio, leaving the frequency of scarcity, entering the frequency of abundance. She called it abundance magnetic field activation. And it works because it hits 3 levels at the same time: mental, emotional, and energetic, like a triple reprogramming of your internal system. Mental, you plant new seeds of thought. Emotional, you feel abundance in your body. Energetic, you vibrate at the frequency of wealth. The 3 together create a complete transformation. But there's a crucial detail that most people don't know. They try to make positive affirmations about money, and it doesn't work. Do you know why? Because they're trying to plant flowers in contaminated soil. It's like trying to fill a cup that's already full of poison. Louise discovered that before activating abundance, you need to cleanse the scarcity. Before attracting wealth, you need to release mental poverty. Before magnetizing money, you need to demagnetize lack. She said, "You can't fill a cup that's full of poison. First, you empty it completely, then you fill it with pure water. The same is true for your mind and your money. And how do you do that? How do you empty decades of mental programming about scarcity? How do you erase years of conditioning about lack?" Louise created a specific technique, a technique that cleanses and activates at the same time, that releases the old and attracts the new. She tested it on thousands of people. It worked with bankrupt executives who returned to the top. It worked with indebted housewives who created their own businesses. It worked with young people without prospects who found unique opportunities. It worked with retired seniors who discovered new sources of income. Why did it always work? Because it doesn't depend on your current situation. It doesn't depend on your age, and it doesn't depend on your history. It only depends on your internal frequency. And frequency can be changed in minutes with the right technique. Louise said that when she did this ritual for the first time, she felt something physical happening, as if a heavy energy left her chest, as if a knot in her stomach untied, as if she could breathe deeply for the first time in years, as if decades of weight had been removed. And on the same day, something small but significant changed. She found a bill on the street. She received an unexpected discount on a purchase. Someone paid an old debt she didn't even remember anymore. Coincidence. She said there's no such thing as coincidence when you change your frequency, but the most impressive thing wasn't the immediate results. It was what happened afterward. Week after week, month after month, opportunities appeared out of nowhere. Money flowed from completely unexpected sources, as if the entire universe was conspiring in her favor. Louise explained it this way: when you change your inner frequency, you automatically change your outer reality. It's not magic, it's not luck. It's quantum physics applied to practical life. It's universal law in action. And she was right. Today, science confirms it. Our thoughts create real electromagnetic fields. These fields influence our reality in ways we're still discovering. By changing our thoughts, we change the field. By changing the field, we change the results we attract. But here's the secret few know. The technique only works if you do exactly as Louise taught. In the right sequence, at the right time, with the right words and with the right emotion. Because every detail matters for the frequency shift. Your body position affects the energy. The tone of your voice influences the vibration. The emotion you put in determines the intensity. The time you do it potentiates the results. Louise discovered all this through years of experimentation and refinement. Louise spent years testing each element of this technique, discovering what works and what doesn't, eliminating the superfluous, potentiating what's essential. The result is a precise protocol, a ritual of exactly 5 minutes that can change your financial life forever. Are you ready to know it? Are you ready to activate your abundance magnetic field? Because once you know how, there's no turning back. Your relationship with money will never be the same. Your frequency will never be one of scarcity again. Louise said there are 2 types of people in the world: those who know how to consciously activate abundance, and those who live in scarcity because they don't know the laws. After today, you'll belong to the first group. And when you know, you'll understand why some people attract wealth effortlessly. It's not because they were born lucky. It's not because they're special. It's not because they have some unique gift. It's simply because they know the energetic laws of money. And now you will know them too. The ritual Louise Hay created has 5 precise steps. 5 steps that completely reprogram your personal magnetic field. 5 steps that transform scarcity into real abundance. 5 steps that make money find you instead of you desperately chasing after it. First step: energy cleansing of scarcity. Removes all accumulated blockages. Second step: deep meriting activation. Awakens your natural dignity for abundance. Third step: new frequency programming. Installs mental patterns of wealth. Fourth step: complete emotional anchoring. Fixes the change in body and soul. Fifth step: active magnetic irradiation. Projects your new energy into the universe. Each step has its specific and irreplaceable function. Each step activates a different part of your total energy field. Together, they create a complete and permanent transformation. A frequency shift so powerful that the universe can't ignore it. Louise tested this sequence on herself first for months, then she taught it to closed people for years, then she revealed it to entire audiences around the world. The result was always the same: rapid change, real change, lasting change in financial life. But she always gave an important warning before teaching. She said, "Don't do this ritual if you're not truly ready to receive real abundance. Because when you activate your magnetic field correctly, opportunities will appear rapidly, and you need to be prepared to recognize and seize them. Are you ready? Are you really willing to leave scarcity behind forever? Are you open to receiving more money than you ever imagined possible in your life? Because this isn't some common technique you find anywhere. This is the exact technique that completely changed Louise Hay's life. The technique she used to go from absolute poverty to building a multi-million-dollar empire. The technique she guarded as her most precious secret for decades. And now, for the first time being completely revealed, you're going to learn every exact detail, every specific word, every precise movement, every correct breath, exactly as Louise taught her closest students, exactly as she did every day, exactly as she transformed her life from misery to abundance. The first step is the most important of all. Louise called it energy cleansing of scarcity because it's impossible to plant abundance in soil contaminated by lack. It's like trying to light a candle in a hurricane. It won't work while the wind of scarcity is blowing. You're going to do this right now with me, as if Louise were here guiding you personally. First, find a place where you won't be interrupted for 5 minutes. It could be your bedroom. It could be the bathroom. It could be your car. The place doesn't matter. Your intention matters, and sit comfortably and close your eyes. Breathe deeply 3 times. And now, I'm going to teach you the exact words Louise used to cleanse decades of scarcity programming. The same words she murmured when she was broke. The same words that changed her frequency forever. Mentally repeat, with all the sincerity of your heart, I release now all the beliefs of scarcity that I carry. I let go of all the programming of lack that doesn't belong to me. I forgive myself for having believed that I don't deserve abundance. I free myself from all the invisible chains that bind me to poverty. Feel these words echoing in every cell of your body. Louise said that when you speak these words with sincerity, something happens at the quantum level. The particles of your energy begin to reorganize, as if you were deleting corrupted files from your mental hard drive. But it doesn't stop there. Now comes the second step, deep, meriting activation. Because it's not enough to cleanse scarcity. You need to awaken your natural dignity for abundance. You need to remember who you really are, a being created to prosper. Louise discovered that most people have a deep blockage about deserving. They think they don't deserve wealth, that abundance is for others, that they should settle for little. This is a lie. It's programming. It's a mental virus that needs to be removed. Keep your eyes closed. Keep breathing deeply. And now repeat these words that Louise used to awaken her own deservingness. I am worthy of abundance. I was born to prosper. The universe wants to give me everything I need. I deserve wealth as much as anyone on this planet. It may seem strange at first. It may seem like a lie. It may seem like arrogance. Louise said that this resistance is normal. It's the old pattern fighting to remain. But keep repeating, keep feeling, keep allowing these truths to penetrate deep into your soul. Now the third step, new frequency programming. This is where the magic really happens, where you install new mental software about money, where you literally shift your vibrational frequency to abundance. Louise Hay taught a specific phrase, a phrase she discovered had the power to completely reprogram your personal magnetic field, a phrase that connects you directly to the universal source of abundance. Pay attention, because these are the most powerful words about money you will ever hear. Repeat now, with all the force of your intention. I am a magnet for money. I vibrate at the frequency of abundance. Money flows to me easily and constantly. I am prosperous in all aspects of my life. Feel this new programming installing itself. Louise said you could physically feel when the frequency shifted, like a gentle electric current running through your body, like a deep release in your chest, like something that was stuck finally freeing itself. The fourth step is complete emotional anchoring, because mental change without emotion is like a seed without water. It doesn't sprout, it doesn't grow, it doesn't manifest. You need to feel abundance, not just think about it. You need to vibrate wealth, not just wish for it. Louise taught a specific technique for this. You're going to imagine how it feels to have abundance. Not just see it, feel it, as if it were already real, as if it had already happened, as if you were already living at the frequency you want to attract. Imagine now what it would be like to wake up knowing you have enough money, what it would be like to move through the world with financial security, what it would be like to help those you love without worry, what it would be like to achieve your dreams without limitations. Feel this, live this, make this real in your body and in your emotions. Louise said, "The universe doesn't respond to your requests. The universe responds to your emotions. If you feel abundance, you attract abundance. If you feel scarcity, you attract scarcity. It's universal physical law." And finally, the fifth step, active magnetic irradiation. Here you project your new energy into the universe. You announce your change. You declare your new frequency. You activate your abundance magnetic field. Keep your eyes closed. Keep your breathing deep. And now, with all the conviction you can muster, declare to the universe, "I radiate abundance. I magnetize prosperity. I attract money like a magnet attracts iron. From now on, I live at the frequency of wealth." Feel these words echoing not only in your mind, but spreading through the space around you. Louise taught that when you make this declaration with sincerity, you literally change your energetic signature, like changing your vibrational address, like moving to a new house in the energetic universe. Take 3 more deep breaths. Open your eyes slowly. Smile. You just did what Louise Hay did every day. You just activated your abundance magnetic field. You just planted seeds that will blossom in your financial life. But here's a secret that Louise only revealed later. The ritual works, but you need to trust the process. In the coming days, pay attention to the signs. Small changes will start to appear. Unexpected opportunities. Money from unlikely sources. Lucrative ideas springing from nowhere. Louise said that the universe always responds, but not always in the way we expect. Maybe you'll receive a job offer. Maybe you'll find forgotten money. Maybe someone will pay an old debt. Maybe a business idea will pop into your mind. Pay attention, recognize it, be grateful, and there's more. Louise taught that the more you practice this ritual, the more powerful it becomes. Because each time you do it, you strengthen your new frequency. Like exercising a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it gets. She recommended doing it every day for 21 days in a row. Why 21 days? Because that's the time it takes for the brain to create new neural pathways, to fix new beliefs, to establish permanent new programming about money. But even if you only do it once, you will already feel a difference, because you just removed layers of blocks that were preventing you from receiving. You just opened channels that were closed. You just activated a magnetism that was dormant. Louise recounted that in the first few months after creating this ritual, her life changed so rapidly that she could barely keep up. Opportunities appeared every day. People offered partnerships. Publishers wanted her books. Speakers invited her to events. And it wasn't luck. It was frequency. It was activated magnetism. It was a reprogrammed energy field. It's what happens when you stop fighting abundance and start flowing with it. The most important thing Louise taught is this. You don't need to know how the money will arrive. You don't need to have a detailed plan. You don't need to control the process. You just need to maintain the frequency. The universe takes care of the details, and she said, your only responsibility is to vibrate abundance. The universe takes care of manifesting. You plant the energetic seed. Life takes care of the growth. And to keep that frequency active, Louise had some precious tips. First, every time you hold money in your hand, even if it's change, mentally say thank you. Second, every time you pay a bill, say, money circulates easily in my life. Third, every time you see someone prosperous, think abundance is natural and available to everyone. These small mental habits keep your frequency calibrated. They keep your magnetism active. They keep your receiving channels open. Louise did this religiously until the end of her life. She also taught something fundamental. Never complain about money. Never say it's difficult. Never lament about expenses, because every complaint is like decalibrating your radio, like getting off the frequency of abundance and returning to scarcity. Instead, whenever you talk about money, speak with gratitude. Whenever you think about money, think with hope. Whenever you deal with money, deal with love. Louise said that money is energy, and energy responds to the treatment it receives. If you treat money with fear, it runs away. If you treat it with anger, it distances itself. If you treat it with love, it approaches. If you treat it with gratitude, it multiplies. It's a basic energetic law that few people know. Louise lived this philosophy in practice, and the results speak for themselves. From an abused and abandoned woman at 50 to a world best-selling author. From a person without resources to a millionaire businesswoman. From someone who barely survived to someone who helped millions prosper. And you know what she said about it? I'm not special. I don't have unique powers. I simply learned the energetic laws of the universe and began to live according to them. Anyone can do the same. That's the most liberating truth you can hear today. You have the same potential that Louise had. You have access to the same universal laws Louise Hay used. You can activate the same magnetism that transformed her life. The only difference between you and Louise is that she learned these principles first. But now you know too. Now you can too. Now you also have the key to activate abundance in your life. Louise always ended her teachings on money with this powerful phrase, abundance is your birthright. Prosperity is your natural inheritance. Wealth is your original vibration. You just need to remember who you really are. And who are you really? You are an infinite being in a temporary human experience. You are part of the same energy that created galaxies and oceans. You are an inheritor of the same universe that produces billions of stars. Why would you be financially limited? Louise said scarcity is an illusion, lack is a lie, limitation is programming. The truth is, you live in an infinitely abundant universe, and you are entitled to your share of that abundance. Today you woke up to this truth. Today you activated your personal magnetic field. Today you shifted your frequency. And from today on, your financial life will never be the same. Because now you know what Louise knew. Now you vibrate as Louise vibrated. Now you attract as Louise attracted. And if it worked for her, it will work for you too. Louise Hay transformed her life at 50, using exactly what you just learned. She went from total scarcity to complete abundance. And she left this legacy so you could do the same. The ritual is done. The field is activated. The magnetism is working. Now it's just a matter of maintaining the frequency and receiving what is rightfully yours. If this video awakened something in you, if these words touched your soul, if you felt this wasn't a coincidence, subscribe to the channel. Because Louise always said, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And maybe, just maybe, you were ready to hear exactly this today. Your abundance journey has begun. Your new frequency is active. Your magnetic field is working. And the universe is already conspiring to give you exactly what you deserve. Abundance is yours. Prosperity is yours. Wealth is yours. You just needed to remember. And today, you remembered.